May 18, 1944. Northern Burma. A B-24 Liberator burns in the jungle canopy. For American airmen hang from parachutes, descending into Green Hill. Below them, Japanese patrols, tigers, and certain death await. From the shadows, eyes watch. Brown faces painted with ash. The Kachin have found them first. In 3 days, these airmen will be drinking tea in India alive. The Japanese will never understand how. Burma. 1942. The forgotten theater of World War II, where jungle law trumped military doctrine. Mountains pierce the clouds, valleys disappear in mist, and monsoons turn paths into rivers. The Japanese called it the Green Hill. Allied pilots called it the graveyard. Between them stood the Kachin people, mountain tribes who had lived here for centuries. Rice farmers, hunters, animists who read the jungle like scripture. When war came, they had a choice. Collaborate with the occupying Japanese or risk everything for strangers who fell from the sky. The Japanese offered rice, safety, survival. The Allies offered something else. A promise. Fight with us now and we'll remember. The Kachin chose, and that choice would cost them everything. By 1944, American and British planes flew the Hump daily, the most dangerous air route in military history. The Himalayas to China, over Japanese-occupied Burma. Mechanical failure, enemy fire, weather, pilots went down every day. Standard survival time for a downed Allied airman in Japanese territory. 72 hours. Unless the Kachin found them first. Na Song was 16 when he became a guide. His village sat deep in the Yukon Valley. No roads, no maps, just paths his ancestors had walked for generations. The British trained him. Basic English, hand signals, how to recognize Allied insignia. More importantly, they gave him a mission. Find downed airmen and bring them home. The network was invisible. Villagers, farmers, children, all watching the skies. When planes fell, runners spread the word, village to village, valley to valley. The race began. Japanese patrols had radios, trucks where terrain allowed, and orders to capture Allied airmen for intelligence or execution. The Kachin had bare feet, parangs, and knowledge passed down through millennia. They always won the race. Moving at night, through paths the Japanese couldn't see, couldn't follow. Each rescue was a chess match with lives as pawns. Lieutenant James Morrison's B-24 went down on March 3, 1944. 00 weather. Engine fire. 8 crew members, for parachutes opened. Morrison landed hard, ankle shattered, radio smashed. The jungle pressed in. Every sound was a potential enemy. Then silence. A boy appeared, maybe 12, bare feet, British ammunition belt across his chest. "You come," he said, the only English he knew. Morrison had no choice. For 7 days they moved. The boy's family, an entire village, relaying him like a package. By dawn, hidden in huts. By night, carried on bamboo stretchers. Japanese patrols passed within yards. Dogs barking. Soldiers shouting. The Kachin never flinched. Morrison saw what they risked. Japanese reprisals were medieval. Entire villages burned. Men beheaded. Women worse. Yet they kept saving strangers. On the 8th day, Morrison reached Allied lines, alive, delirious, missing 40 pounds. He tried to thank the boy, pressed his flight wings into small brown hands. The boy vanished back into green shadows. Morrison never learned his name. By late 1944, the Kachin had saved over 400 Allied airmen. Their price? Japanese rage.
Village burned nightly, smoke signal marking rétribution.
Na Sang's village was hit December 15, 1944. He was guiding 2 Australian pilots north. His mother, sister, and grandmother stayed behind. He returned to ashes. 43 villagers dead, his family among them. The message was clear. Stop helping the Allies or face extinction. Na Sang buried his dead, said the old prayers. The next morning he was back on the trails. So were hundreds of other Kachin scouts. The rescues accelerated. More dangerous, more desperate. Japanese infiltrators dressed as villagers, offering rewards for Allied airmen. The Kachin developed tests, questions only real allies would know. Baseball teams, Hollywood stars, anything American. Get it wrong and parangs came out. The jungle war turned darker, more personal. Both sides knew whoever controlled the downed airmen controlled morale. August 15, 1945. Japan surrendered. The war ended. The Kachin sacrifice didn't. Final tally. Over 600 Allied airmen saved. At least 5,000 Kachin dead. Entire bloodlines erased. Ancient villages gone forever. The Allies had promised to remember, to reward. Those promises evaporated like morning mist. Burma gained independence. The Kachin got nothing. No recognition. No compensación. No autonomy. The pilots they saved went home heroes, wrote memoirs, gave speeches. Few mentioned the brown faces who had carried them through hell. Na Sang fought for Kachin independence until 1950. Failed. Died in a jungle skirmish. Still fighting. Still forgotten. His story vanished, like smoke in the trees. An American military historian tracks down survivors. 3 ancient Kachin men in a village without electricity. They remember. Every pilot's face. Every close call. Every friend lost. One pulls out a tin box. Inside. Faded photographs. Flight wings. A silk blood chit. We saved them because it was right, he says through a translator. We would do it again. No viternis. Just statement of fact. The historian asks why. Why risk everything for strangers? The old man considers, lights his pipe with hands that once carried wounded airmen. In our culture, a guest is sacred, even uninvited, even from the sky. The Japanese never understood this. Neither did the British. Or Americans. That's why we always found them first. He shows one final treasure. A yellowed letter, never sent, written by a pilot in 1946 trying to find the boy who saved him. The address is wrong. The name misspelled. Lost in bureaucracy, like everything else about the Kachin sacrifice. Today, the Hump route is a footnote in military history. The planes are museum pieces. The pilots mostly gone. But in northern Burma, old paths still wind through jungle shadows, marked by memory, not maps. Villagers still find aircraft wreckage, rusted metal conquered by vines. They perform the old rituals, say the old prayers, for American boys who never made it home, and for their own dead who ensured others did. At night, you can still hear them. Bare feet on mountain paths, urgent whispers in the Kachin tongue, racing to save strangers falling from the sky. The jungle remembers what history forgot. 600 souls saved. 5,000 sacrificed. 0 monuments. Na Sang was right about one thing. Some debts can never be repaid. Some ghosts never rest. They're still out there. Still watching. Still waiting. For someone to remember promises made in wartime, when brown hands reached out to pull white faces from green hell, and asked for nothing but remembrance in return. The mist swallows their stories every dawn. But ghosts don't need monuments. They have the jungle, and the jungle never forgets.